Hi, thanks for joining us today for BRMC's Healthy Connection with our guest today, Becky Rose, Director of Volunteer Services. Becky, tell me what's going on with volunteer services right now.
We've got a lot going on with volunteers. You know, we've got over 600 volunteers.
Active volunteers.
Well, actually, active in a month, we average about 430, 440 a month active. So that's pretty neat. We are the largest auxiliary in the state of Arkansas. Our volunteers gave 120,000 hours back to the hospital last year.
Oh my goodness.
And that's huge.
120,000 hours.
That's huge.
That's huge.
And we're second only to in donations back to our hospital, financial donations. So that's one of the missions, I guess you'd say, of the auxiliary, is to help raise funds for the hospital.
And they do such an incredible job. And I don't think people always realize how much and how varied the job that the volunteers do. I know that many times people think, well, they deliver newspapers or they take flowers, but really give us an overview, kind of let's start right downstairs in the main part of the hospital.
Well, probably the most visible volunteers are the ones at our information desk, and they escort people. You come to the information desk to find out the room number of your family member or neighbor or friend who's in the hospital. But they're there to give you information. They're kind of like the little chamber of commerce there when you come in the front door. So they get a variety of questions, and they try to find the information for you. If they don't have that information, they're going to call someone until they find it.
They're going to find somebody that has that information.
And of course, escorting is a very important part and piece to your trip to the hospital, and our volunteers are there to help escort you to where you need to get to. Because it's a stressful time. When you come in the hospital, a lot of times a department may have moved, or you're really not sure where you're going anyhow.
We're refurnishing an entire unit.
Yes, exactly.
We've moved a unit to another spot. Yeah, so there's a lot of that going on.
That's why the volunteers are there at the information desk and at admissions to help your trip through the hospital to be a little more easier and less stressful.
They're
for
great
you.
ambassadors.
Yeah.
They are just wonderful. Well, you know what? I started too soon. We should have started outside the parking lot with all of the shuttle service right from your car to the door.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. That's a great service. You know, we've got 2 shuttle drivers on duty at all times, which we're really blessed to have, and the auxiliary sponsors that, and it's volunteer driven. And again, the volunteers are there to find out, you know, pick you up at your car and get you to the door, whatever door you might need to be going to at the time. So that's a really good service, and it's proven to be very helpful to our visitors and patients.
Can someone visiting the hospital, whether they're a patient, family, friend, pick up there are business cards that have the shuttle phone numbers on it, so you can actually call ahead?
Yes, you can.
And those are at the information
desk?
Yes,
they are at the information desk.
That's what I was trying to spit out here today.
Yes, and it's at the information desk, and they do have a cell phone on each of the shuttles, and you can call, and we'll be happy to be where you need to be for us to pick you up and get you to the door.
That's wonderful. And I know that they reverse it after you're done with your appointment. Any place in the hospital, you can have the nurses call for the shuttle. So by the time, let's say you're up on the 3rd floor, by the time you come down, you're being discharged, the shuttle can be there to take you back to your car.
Absolutely. So they're there from 7 o'clock in the morning to 3:30, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So trying to help our patients maneuver through their trip to the hospital.
Where else do the volunteers volunteer?
You know what, we've got volunteers in just about every area of the hospital. Like I said, the most visible are at the information desk, but we have a lot of behind-the-scene volunteers at the 4 community houses. You know, we have paid staff there, but a lot of the programs are volunteer-driven and volunteer-staffed. And without our volunteers at the 4 community houses, Pikes Cancer Support House, Rappel Diabetes Learning Center, the Murat Family Center on Aging, and the Schliemann Center on Women's Health Education, those are really great programs, and I think some of our best kept secrets sometime over there, unless you have a need for those particular programs at the time. And our volunteers are our ambassadors for those houses also, because they're there and they know what programs are going on, and They want to make sure everybody in our community is getting all the help and finding all the resources that they need. And then again, behind the scenes, we need volunteers to help us, with some clerical support, supporting our clerical staff. Our bargain boxes, those are huge fundraisers for the auxiliary, and our Pika Boutique. Those are thrift shops where your donations are tax deductible because we are a 501c3 not-for-profit organization. The volunteers there go through the donations, clean it up, get it priced, and get it out on the floor so we can sell it. So need a lot of help in those the bargain
areas.
boxes. Yeah, and we've got one in Mountain Home on 501 Coley, one in Flippin, which is on Industrial Park Road, which is just down the road from Sodi's Restaurant.
Right.
And we're trying to get more volunteers out there. The one in Mountain Home is open 6 days a week. The one in Flippin, down the street from Sodi's, we have open right now Tuesday through Saturday. We're trying to get it open one more day. As soon as we get some volunteers to help us, we're going to get it open.
If you live in Marion County, live in the Flippin area, and said, I've been kind of trying to figure out what to do with some extra time that I have, what a wonderful opportunity to give back to the community.
And you can volunteer as little as 4 hours a month. And still be considered an active volunteer.
Okay, 4 hours a month out of your schedule. That's wonderful.
We've got some that are there 6 days a week, though, and which we're really blessed to have, and we appreciate all their volunteer time. But like I said, as little as 4 hours a month will get you the volunteer time that you need to be considered an active volunteer. But those are big fundraisers for us, and of course the Pika Boutique, which is an infant, toddler, maternity, baby gear resale shop that we have on the square.
That's just beautiful. It's the square in Mountain Home, and you walk in there and it's like really all of them are. They're like a boutique. You walk in and you find these items, and they've got special sections. But especially the Pika Boutique is just darling.
All of our thrift shops are clean, organized, and we've got some loving folks just loving everybody that comes through the doors there, and that's our blessing. And also with the Pika Boutique, we try to partner with the Schlieben Center a little bit on that, especially with new moms, building relationships to let them know about, some of the programs that they have at the Schlieben Center, like the breastfeeding classes, the Lamaze classes, and
the parenting
classes, all those classes, safe babysitter classes. All those things. So it's about building relationships and finding out what resources are available to our community through our volunteers and through the auxiliary.
And I know it's very typical. A lot of times, someone will receive clothing for their new baby, and by the time, just seasonally it may not be right. Point being, it never gets worn. So I know that many of the clothes that are donated are just like brand new.
Oh, so, yeah. Your children, we try to carry the sizes from newborn to about, I think we go up to 16, but those early sizes up to size 6X, they don't wear them out.
Yeah.
They grow out of them.
They grow out of them, so the clothes are in wonderful condition.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And again, we need volunteers in those shops.
All right, so more volunteer opportunities. So listen closely out there. We've got some great opportunities for you.
And again, volunteering is for a season. So our volunteer opportunities change on a daily basis. So it just depends on what season of life you're in, what's going on in your life. And our goal in volunteer services is to get you engaged in our community. And we feel the hospital is probably one of the best places to get engaged in the community. And what's going on in the community, and helping. And that's your reward as a volunteer. That's your wages, is the gratification you get from the time you get to spend with somebody at the hospital or one of our shops.
And make new friends with the other volunteers.
Absolutely.
I see some wonderful relationships that have been built up and become best friends because of their volunteering.
Absolutely. So again, we were talking about opportunities in the hospital. A lot of behind the scenes, like I said, clerical, need clerical support a lot in different areas. We have volunteers that help us with patient menus, and those are the volunteers that go around and help our patients get their meal for the next day, either called in or right now
selected.
We have selected, and we help them fill out that paperwork if that's necessary. We've got volunteers that are help us down in the laundry. They stamp our logo on the linens, help fold the linens, washcloths, towels, things like that.
The real behind the scenes
Real
volunteers.
behind the scenes, yes.
Yeah.
We've got volunteers that, again, help us down in food services, getting the silverware ready, things like that. So I'm just giving you tidbits of what can be done. We've got volunteers that help us in materials management, stickering the different items that need the stickers that they need put on them to track them, their usage.
Right.
Let's see, where else do I
Well,
have?
we're going to take a break.
Oh, okay.
You get to think a little bit. So we're going to take a short break. We'll be right back with you. We'll find out more about volunteering at Baxter Regional Medical Center with our guest today, Becky Rose. We'll be right back.